all loaded up and ready to go on my first scooter camp. I'm not camping in the scooter, obviously, that's how I'm getting there. So I hope you can hear me amongst the traffic. So for the first time ever for me in 2 years, I'm going to be doing a roundabout camp. Now, I'm not a roundabout camper. I do believe that that sort of thing is mostly done just to get the ratings. All my channel so far has been about being in a nice environment. That's all I'm interested in. That's why I do it. So this is my first roundabout camp, and the reason is because this roundabout is huge and has masses of trees and forest in the middle. It's not exactly round, but I didn't know what else to call it because it's it does the same job as a roundabout. You have to go round it to go off to the various different roads you need to go on, but it's not quite round. And I pass it all the time, and I went in there the other day, and it is like a little forest inside because it's so massive. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm going to call it a roundabout camp because that's the nearest I can explain it. There it is. It's that long. It goes all the way down there to this corner here. Yeah, and it goes all the way up to that corner there. There's a little gate in the middle. There's a little gate in the middle. I'm on my scooter today. Not just a little scooter, it's a very powerful geared scooter. It does, I'll show you later, it does about 50 miles an hour, and it's got massive batteries, and it's extremely heavy. And I won't be able to lift it over there. So the one end of this roundabout is open, which is going to potentially be a problem for me, stealth point of view. But the grass is long, so I might get away with it. So I'm going to try and get in the open end. I'm going to be seen. There's no question I'm going to be seen doing it. It's such a busy road. I'm just going to have to go in and be seen because the traffic's so heavy. I've been standing here for ages. It's just too busy. So I'm just gonna have to go in. I'm gonna be seen, and I'll just sit there for a while and just hope nobody reports it or whatever might happen. So I'm not going to film going in because it's a difficult one. I've got to nip in and be quick on the scooter. Back in a minute. Excuse the wobbly camera work. I haven't got it on stand yet. I'm in. I mean, I didn't look. I just went for it. I just got to the end, and it's really, really rough ground, and but I've got an off-road scooter, and I just hammered it through, bumping up and down, jumping about, hoping my bag wouldn't fall off, and I'm in. I'll give you a quick look. I'll give you a 360 later. I always give you 360s. So it's all open here. That and that is the edge of the roundabout. So it's so just big. It's massive. So that's the end of the roundabout. It's massive, but it's open. But down here, all the grass is really long. So I might get away with that because the grass is really, I'm on my knees at the moment because the grass is really long. You might see the top of my head, but I've had to proper stealth, cover up the colour. But over there, no, there's nothing there at the moment. You can see it's thin enough to see cars going past. There's nothing coming at the moment. And over here you can see the lorries going past there, look. I can just see the tops of the cars. And it's really thin that side as well. This is the side I've decided to stay on. Oh, there's somebody there. It's really thin there as well. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, the road somewhere, cars going past. So it's quite thin. So, yeah, I'm a little unsure about this one. So I'm just going to sit here and chill, contemplate. Yeah, I had to have been seen coming in. I had to have been. It's just a question of whether anyone cares or not. See how it goes. I'm just going to sit and chill and watch everything for the moment before I start doing anything. Blooming hot. We've been having a heat wave back on and off. So the last few days is heat wave again. And this is the thinnest camo stuff I've got. Boiling hot, and this is just the thin, it's not keep you warm or anything. It's just a thin material. But I've had to proper stealth it because this is, without question, the most open I've ever been in a place I shouldn't be. It's literally just the long grass that's 95% keeping me hidden, because you can still see there's still little gaps in the bushes with the cars going past, so you can still see there's actually cars. I can see them through the bush. And when, because the traffic lights are over there, if they back up enough, they back up right opposite where I'm sitting. So all they have to do is just take a look to their right through the bush and they'll see me. Hopefully my camo makes that harder. Yeah, hopefully it's just, you know, through the bushes in my camo that it's not so eye-catching. The sun's going down in a couple of hours and it won't matter, because they're not going to be able to see anything in here, except for when I put the lights on to see what I'm doing and to talk to you guys. So I don't know, hopefully there'll be less cars, so they'll all be stopping further up there, you know, so there won't be a traffic jam coming right up to where I am because the traffic lights are over there. And then the light perhaps won't matter so much. It's an experiment, we'll see. I've been sitting here just chilling, and I think I got away with it. I've been sitting here long enough for whoever it is to have plenty of time to come over or call the council and say, oh, there's a guy who shouldn't be in there, or whatever. So that seems okay. So far so good. So while I've got some light left, I'm going to quickly talk you through my mode of transport today. It's not a newbie. As you may probably know, I'm not monetized. This isn't given to me or anything. I wish. I had some money left over from a house sale, and this is one of the things I bought. It cost 1,700 quid. So I'm gonna have to be in the shot, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but I bought a microphone, and I, for the life of me, cannot stop it coming through one speaker. Is it the left? Just the left. And I've been through all the settings on the microphone, I've been through all the settings on the GoPro, and I cannot stop it from just coming through one speaker, and it wasn't cheap, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So for the time being, if I turn the GoPro away, you can barely hear me. So I'm going to kind of be in shot for some of it. So this is the This is my nice big fat tyre scooter. Looks like it's, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is that a Q? Cursor? Ursa? Tersa? I don't know. But she's a lovely beast. She has an ignition. It's just like a motorbike ignition. That's the indicator for the battery life. It has indicators. The indicators are so cool. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. There's a horn which I'm not going to press. It has lights. Cool lights at the front. Boop. Luckily they're quite low, so nobody's going to see them. It has a turbo, a single, it has a motor for the front wheel and the back wheel. We'll get back down again. The front wheel and the back wheel, and so you can have front or back or both going. When they're both going, it's incredibly scary powerful. It has a turbo and an eco mode as well, so if you've got both motors running and the turbo on, it is scary fast. It can do, according to the speed, its own speedometer, it's doing around 50 miles an hour, and it's got big fat off-road tyres, so coming across this field and bumpy road just takes it in its stride. It's lovely. I absolutely adore it, and the battery lasts forever, and it's gorgeous. I just love the big fat tyres. So that's how I come here today, because it's relatively nearby. There's nowhere to park, and so I didn't want to walk. It's really it's nearby if you in terms of the car, but it's actually a really long way to walk, and I just didn't fancy that, especially in this heat. I'd collapse. I'm too old and fat for that. So I loaded up the scooter and scooted in and whizzed in here. It allowed me to move really fast as well, because I'm trying to be stealthy, so I just whipped in and flew in here, and I was down. I tipped it over, which reminds me I need to tip it back over again, because I think the scooter handles are just above the grass. I don't think there's any harm in laying it down. It's just battery. I've just laid it down. There is a path. I can hear kids screaming. There is a path. It's not a path near where I am. It's the other side. So with the traffic, I can talk at a nice normal pace, I think, and get away with it. Because the traffic plus the path being the other side together, I think, covers me verbally. Yes, I don't know if I can lay it down like that, but I've got to kind of do that at least till it gets dark, because the handlebars are just above the grass. I keep getting a waft in here. I don't know if it's grass or catwee. I think it's grass plants, whatever. Not very good at plants. Hey, so that's my mode of transport in there, and I love it. It's actually gorgeous, and it obviously saves a lot of money in fuel, because it has quite a long, you can go really far in it. I've travelled for miles. 27 miles it's on at the moment, and it's only got 50, what was it, 50 something %, and I've done 27 miles, so yes, it can go quite far. It all goes quiet when there's not much traffic. I feel I'm going. So anyway, so that's my bit of fun. Not new, but that's how I got here. Should I have the camera there? Ah! I can't see. Blinded by the light. I hope that's sufficient, because I can't put the camera there because the sun's really strong. I think you might get a shadow here, but I think that'll do. So I think I've got two pieces of news today with me today. I'll start with the cook set. If you watched the last episode, not many people did. I bought a cook set off Temu, because I was thinking of downsizing my cook set, because I'm bringing heavier tents. So I was just thinking of bringing like the bare minimal, which would be I've got to have a kettle. So it would have been what I was showing you in the last episode was a mess tin and a kettle, and the kettle fit inside the mess tin. Looked awesome. That would kind of swim around in my head, this business of downsizing my cook set. Even though I bought that and I was happy with it, it's still in my head. So on the last episode I didn't show it, but my stove died. Funny enough, about a month ago I was just saying that that and my sleeping bag, the only two pieces of equipment I've got left, original pieces of equipment I've got left. And the stove's still going and I had no intention of changing it, and of course it died. So I was looking online for a new stove, and I saw that Go Outdoors had a 30% off everything sale. So down there, so I went down there with the intention of getting just a stove, and I saw this. This, I don't know if it's Kujo, Koji, Kaji, Kanchu, Kulo, Chudu. It's OEX. And what you get is a neat little a neat little net bag. I can't get it out of the net bag. Right, so you get the pot, a lid. I'll put these in there. I'll tell you about them in a minute. So you get the pot, the lid, and you get two bowls. I won't get the other one out. It's that one. It's another one of them. I thought, I don't really use the bowls. I don't really use bowls generally, but I keep it in there because I now can put my gas bottle in there, and without it, it rattles around like crazy. But with the bowls, it's actually pretty cool. And then I put my collapsible cup on top. Bosh. But it comes with a stove, which is why I went down there. So I thought, well, cool. I mean, it's a nice little stove, nice little bag it comes in. And my other one was, I mean, I had it for 2 years, but it was a Chinese one, so it worked. It was very loud, even when simmering. It was very loud. And I've discovered now it wasn't very efficient. It took a long time because I've tried the new one, the OEX one, and oh my gosh, this one it's a lot bigger. The circumference is a lot bigger, but it feels like, anyway, I've not measured it, it feels like you're putting half the power to getting twice as much heat out. The only thing I don't like is this. There's all the wibbly wobbliness of the you put it down too hard and they go flip, and then if you put it on, and I like them to be stiff, so you have to and they stay there. So I don't like that. And when you've got to put them in the bag, because obviously that has to be folded, you have to, instead of you being able to go like that into the bag, which is the natural way you'd do it, you've then got to put the bag on top and start, because you can't turn it upside down. Small thing, but would make life a bit easier. And I got all that for £28, because it was 30% off. So I'm thinking that's good, because before I had a massive cook set with loads of, well, I say loads, 2 really big pots and pans and a kettle inside and blah blah, and that was really big, and I couldn't get the gas bottle inside it, so I had the really big cooking set, and my cup was sat on top of it as well. And oh, I didn't bring that, and one of those, the legs, that I was going to put that in there as well. That would fit in there, that plus the legs for the gas bottle would fit in there, but I forgot to bring it. And that is a bit taller than my other cook set, but much smaller, and that I had to carry a gas bottle as well, and the gas bottle fits inside, and that fits inside. The only miscellaneous is the kettle. In the other cook set, the kettle fitted inside. But my new kettle, I'm keeping from the last episode, I bought a Temu kettle. I'm keeping this kettle. So that is a kind of like, that's how big it is, my cook set now. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that, but I like having a kettle, and that's a very tiny kettle. It's very compact. I meant to wrap some tape around that because it gets hot. I mean, it's not so hot you couldn't touch it, but it gets hot. So I want my kettle with me, but even so, you know, carrying the kettle on the outside, it's still smaller than my other cook set. My only issue, which I didn't think of, is I like ignitions on my stove. I know a lot of people do, oh, it can go wrong, but yeah, so can anything. You bring a lighter with you to light it, that can go wrong. So I like igniters on the stoves, and I wasn't thinking of that. I was so cock-a-hoop with my OEX cook set, which I quite liked, and it was reasonably priced, I think, that I forgot to be looking for one with an igniter. So I got home and I went to try it out, and I went, yes, I can't light the thing. I don't want to carry a lighter with me. I really don't. I don't think it's particularly safe. Noisy. I don't think it's particularly safe having a lighter with you, especially if your bag's potentially sat in the hot sun or something, or you're carrying it on the sun, and they have the potential to fail too easily. And I don't want to bring matches because they can get wet. So I then had to have another expense. So, you know, was the cook set 28 quid? Because I then had to buy, and I've never had to buy one before, a lighter. But what I went for, because of the aforementioned issues I have, personal ones, I must admit, because other people don't seem to mind doing it, I bought this for £12. There were cheaper ones, but this had a lot of features that I liked. Not the whistle. I've got whistles and everything, and they all look like that. So I think, you know, China has a place that the same people go to. But anyway, so this is supposedly waterproof. Had a picture of it being dunked underwater. Don't know. I'm not going to try that, but yeah, you open it, you pull this little clip down, which is supposed to seal it. Press the button, and the top pops off. And I like this little bit that extends and it's all bendy, so you can bendify it, Benjamin it. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's got a little electric spark at the end, which works extremely well. I've tried it many times, and it charges as well. It's chargeable, so I don't have to, you know, with lighters you have to have a gas bottle. So that was another expense. So, you know, that was, you know, was my cook set 28 quid? I don't know, because I had to do that. So but it, having said that, it is much smaller and much lighter than my other cook set, which was humongous. And so it's smaller, it's more compact. The stove is better, more efficient and better quality stove. And and the kettle, I like the kettle because the kettle, which has nothing to do with the cook set obviously, but I like the kettle because you fill it right up to the top and it's exactly 1 cup. I used to pour the water into the cup so I could measure it and then pour it into the kettle, and I couldn't be asked to do that anymore, so I just ended up pouring and guessing and wasting water because I was guessing all wrong. But now that kettle is 1 cup, exactly 1 cup. Fill it right up to the top, bosh, 1 cup. So I don't have to do that. That's quite good, because I like having a kettle. So that's my one. That's one of my pieces of new. I've got another piece of new I'll show you later. That's my first piece of new. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm quite interested to see how it goes. I'll keep the ad on, but stealth be damned at the moment because sweat is pouring off me. It's a green shirt, kind of. So this tent hasn't had an outing for, I can't even remember when. It's the old Fox one. I'm gonna show it more than that because they're everywhere, and well, Fox 2s I think are more popular. They're everywhere, and I've done camping on it before. You'll see that on my videos, and I've also done a review of it. It never gets an outing anymore because, for the simple fact of the matter, is I only bought that when I was getting my kit together, and I was trying to keep the the cost down, but I wanted quality. I didn't want something that was going to die on me after 3 uses. So the OEX is a good halfway house, and it was the smallest one they did. I think it was something like £50 at the time, somewhere around that. I don't even remember really, but somewhere around that. So it was cheap. With a 5,000 hydrostatic head, I knew it's low profile. I knew it was going to take the wind. I knew it was going to take the rain. But it is a glorified bivvy bag. There's no room in it. You can't cook in it. There is a vestibule to store, and you've got a tiny little zip on the other side to push stuff through the store. So, you know, with the 2 small vestibules, storage isn't too much of a problem. You struggle to find somewhere to put your bag, your rucksack. But yeah, so I, if I'm honest, couldn't wait to get rid of it. As soon as I had the money, it did me to get me started cheaply, and you know, I was sure it's a good product. Although having said that, the small hoop at the foot end is bent out of shape because I had to use all my strength I had the first time to get it in the holes, to get the peg through into the corner loop, because it just simply wasn't big enough, and it's bent the pole to a shape where now it fits. So that's not right, is it? Because you look at the shape, it should be a nice hoop shape. I don't know what you call it. It's not. It's all like that. Because that's what you had to do to get it to fit. And it fits now because it's bent to the shape that makes it fit. But it worked, you know. That's not big. That's where your feet go. So yeah, so it hasn't had an outing, but it's only come out this time because I knew I'd be squeezing it into a small space, and I need it as low as I could get. It's the lowest tent I've got. So and it's hot, sunny weather, so I ain't getting in it till it's bedtime anyway. Because it's boiling out here. So yeah, probably is overkill getting anything bigger than that anyway, because I'm going to sit outside until bedtime and just get straight in. I'm not gonna have to worry about, you know, the weather, you know, raining and cooking inside or anything like that. So, although I did discover you can unzip the door and stick it on a pole, and the door becomes a canopy. You can cook under that, although you might let a bit of rain in, but that was doable. But anyway, so that's the tent for today. Hasn't had it out in for ages. I was interested to see what condition it is. I think I haven't used it for about at least a year, probably even more maybe. Well, as I said on my channel, I don't do roundabouts. It's a bit of a, for me, it's the environment I'm after. And for me, generally speaking, roundabouts don't have a lovely, beautiful forest environment. But this, the reason I did this is for this. I'm going to give you the 360. You're at my height, so I've deliberately not gone above everything because I want you to see what I'm seeing. Here we go. Yeah, so that's what I see. That's what I see when I look around. Bar the sound, which is literally decreasing with every hour, and it will till virtually nothing. Bar the sound, the interesting experiment is these are the type of views I try to get when I'm sneaking into forests and farmers' fields. And in fact, I did a recent farmers' field one, and it wasn't even a nicer view as this. You know, I'm immersed in nature, and I can't see, you know, I can see through the branches that cars coming past, but I can't actually see the roads and see the traffic per se. So, you know, I've got an amazing view inside a roundabout, and I think that's fascinating, and that's purely the reason I do it, because it's all about, that should be my catchphrase. It's all about the views because that's why I do this, to immerse myself in the naturalness of the forest. And it's just fascinating that I can come to a big arse roundabout and get the same views, in fact arguably better views than some of the other places I've been that are proper forests. It's just getting in was a bit hairy, because down there is open. So all of this roundabout, it's almost a square. It's not quite, but it's almost a square. And 3 of those sides are covered with bushes and trees, and one side is open. And it's only the long grass that's covering me on the open side, because there's road going past and there's cars going past there all the time. I can't even see them. The odd lorry that comes along, I can see the top of that. So if I stay down, which is why I've got a low chair, this chair's really low. If I stay on my chair or sit on the floor, you can't see me that way either. You might be able to see the top of my head, arguably. I don't think so, but with me, it shouldn't catch people's eyes. If you're going to be looking directly at me, obviously you can, but it's not going to be, it's just going to be catching your eye. There is distracting path, not here, but over the road the other side there's one path, and that's a good cover for me, the fact that people can't walk directly past, because you can see through just about, but they're on the other side of the road, and they have no reason to specifically look into here walking along the path on the other side of the road, because there's nothing going on, they think. So I'm kind of exposed you are, the geographic stop people looking in. Like, I mean, I say on this side that if the traffic lights pile up enough traffic, it queues back and is right opposite me. So as long as it doesn't do that, I'm not potentially staring right at somebody's car. But on this side, it's arguably more transparent. But on that side, there's nothing stopping them. The traffic just goes past. You just go round it to come off wherever you're going. There's no actual physical traffic light stopping you. So there's no reason for anyone on that side to stop. They'll just keep going. So that's my cover that side, people not stopping. And my cover this side is not a lot of traffic, because they will stop over there, not here. So like everything kind of works naturally to help me hide. If they ever cut this grass, I'll be screwed, because I'd be like, well, here I am. Anyway, I'm gonna get on some din-dins, because I'm absolutely starving now. I've been sweating like a pig all evening. I'm putting that tent up, as small as it is. Sweat's pouring off me. So I'm gonna get cracking on some food. I've just discovered a new feature on the GoPro, because I don't read the instructions. I like to fiddle, play with things. What does that button do? And I literally, over time, not the second I get it, with any equipment, I go through the menu and see what everything does, and I think, well, that's a much more fun way to find out. It's not a sort of stubbornness. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just prefer fiddling. But I've just discovered, and there's probably loads more things like that, but I've just discovered that you can, if the camera's off, I'm avoiding the word GoPro, because if I say the brand name and off, it switches off, because it just did that. I was saying what I said, blah blah blah, and if you turn the off, and it turned off, it's like, because it has voice control. So I'm going to call it camera. So if you turn the camera off, when you press record, it comes on record, starts recording. And then when you press record again, it stops recording, switches off. Because I've been going all this time, I've been turning the camera on, just say battery, turning the camera on, I'm doing my bit, turning the camera off, and you can either do it, as I said, through voice control, or, you know, half the time I don't want to be screaming, camera off, so I do it by hand. And I've just discovered, which is a really useful tool, that you can just press record and it switches on records, and then when you turn it off, it switches back off again. bloody marvellous. I can't remember why I turned the camera on now, because that's not what I was going to say. Oh, dinner. I think it was dinner. I think it was dinner. I don't know. I'm going to show you anyway. This probably comes up quite a lot, because I do love me curries. I do love me curries. And so that one comes up quite a lot. From the shop, I specify from the shop chicken tikka masala is my favourite, and the reason I specifically talking about the shop is because when you get them from a takeaway, they differ, and some are very coconutty, which always tastes like korma. I don't like korma, it's too sweet. Some are very like korma, and some are you can't or barely taste the coconut, and they are lovely. They're the lovely ones. Don't like sweet curries, so it's a bit of a hit and miss when you order a takeaway. But from here, if it's got coconut in it, I can never taste it, and the flavour is stupendous. I like the Asda one as well. This is from Sainsbury's. I don't know if you have that abroad, overseas. There's a Sainsbury's and an Asda. I think isn't the Asda something Mart in America, because it's owned by something Mart. I want to say Walmart, but is it Walmart? I don't know. But anyway, something like that. But this one's from Sainsbury's, and they're both yummy. The other one's particularly not much nicer. And I've got boiled in the bag rice, so I bought a big. I heard something. I bought a big box of boiled in bag rices. I'm still going through them. I turned the camera on earlier to show you my piece of new, and I think I started prattling on about something else, and I never ended up doing what I was supposed to. I said I was going to have something to eat, but I'm going to have a coffee first. I've bought 2 tea bags with me, but I didn't bring any milk. I couldn't find a container to put the milk in, so I've got 2 coffees. I can't drink tea without milk in, but I'd rather have milk in coffee, but I can just about get away with it without the milk. It's not so bad. So I'm actually going to have a coffee first before I have something to eat. But yes, I turned the camera on to show you a piece of new. Oh, I'm boiling. That's typical. It's quite an efficient stove I've bought. It does get super hot, I must admit. My other stove sort of cooled down really quick. This one seems to stay hot forever, so I'm not overly hot about that. I know I banged on about having a kettle, but this is brand new, and I forgot to wash it, so I thought I'd try and sterilise it a bit by boiling water in it. Normally I have a kettle. I keep banging on about the kettle, and then you see me doing it in this. It's because I forgot to wash it, so I was hoping just boiling the water would sterilise it a bit. If not, c'est la vie. It's nice knowing you. Yeah, so so I'm waffling again. I turned the camera on to show you my new piece of new, which is a pillow, a new pillow, because I really don't like my other one. I'm not a massive fan of blowing. I don't blow up my sleeping bag. I don't blow up my sleeping bag at all. I don't blow up my sleeping pad by mouth, but I can't find anything if it's the valves on it, on this pillow or the other pillow. Something must do it, but I can't find out what that is. Oh, black coffee. Yummy. So anyway, so yeah, and it's very crisp packety. Oh, it's more crisp packety when it's down. It is a bit crisp packety. So I need to knock my coffee over then. So I don't know if that's going to be annoying. I don't think so, not for me anyway. But my other one, my Trecology one, was rock solid, and it wasn't thick enough. My neck was still and I find myself shoving things underneath it, and it had a strap around it, which incidentally this one doesn't. Don't know if that's good or not, but the other one had a strap around it and it would never stay on anyway. It just kept coming off. I think I stretched it a bit with my previous sleeping pad, which is really wide. I don't know, but anyway, this one is much more quilted, much more softer, and I haven't slept on it yet, but I've lied on it, and it is so much nicer, and I think it's a bit thicker. And the other one I was pumping up maximum to try and fill it a bit, and it was like rock hard then, and it hurt my ears, my delicate little ears. So this one's really soft, and it really feels nice, and I laid on it for ages when I got it, and I was like, but you know, that isn't, you know, the conditions of camping. But oh, and it's my first Sea to Summit thing. The Sea to Summit don't come under my radar, and I suspect it's because I'm always looking for cheap stuff, and then certain stuff doesn't come under my radar because it's always too expensive. But this was on a 30% off sale on at Go Outdoors, and therefore it brought it down to a level I thought, and I wanted something quality. Didn't want a cheap Chinese one. Tried a Chinese, didn't go down well. Well, it did go down. That's the thing. So it did go down well. It went down really well. And then I went for a bit more expense with the Trecology, you know, no make. Didn't like it. So now I'm on Sea to Summit, and I don't want to buy one of those cushions because they don't fold up very small, and they're really flat. They are. I've had all sorts of advice, especially the guy from Go Outdoors. He was giving me endless advice on putting stuff underneath it, put stuff in it, and put your coat here and put your coat there, and yeah, but like, I'd just like a nice pillow, you know what I mean? But I mean, in this tent, when I first started, I was cramming everything under there to make a pillow, just so I had somewhere to put it. But yeah, no, I just want a nice pillow. I might have let that down too much to know. But yeah, so that's that, and that's a Trecology. That's a Sea to Summit Aeros Premium Large. It says it's large. I don't know. Doesn't look much bigger than my other one. But that's my piece of news. Good timing. As soon as I press record, get attacked. I forgot my spray. I'm not one for getting bitten a lot, but if my arms are exposed, which they were earlier, I do get a few bites, and I'm feeling a lot of. So I was sort of gagging to get this off, because yeah, as soon as it got dark, I don't have to worry about stealth because it's dark. But actually, I'm quite happy to keep this on. It's comfortable, and it stops all the midges buzzing in your ear hole. They all seem to aim for your ears. You can hear. So actually, it's comfortable, so I'm going to keep it on. I put my jacket back on because now the sun's gone down. It's completely gone down now. I wouldn't say it's cold, but it certainly justifies. This is really thin, so it justifies the thin top. This is all I brought, so I've been going the fact that we're going a heat wave. I'm thinking it's going to hold. I'm assuming it's going to hold. My sleeping bag I bought was a really cheap. It was given to me actually, but it's like a really cheap thin one. It's no good for anything other than hot summer. So I'm hoping that's all I need. I can't put the GoPro light on, it's just too bright. just having to shine a torch in my face. It's just too much traffic. And it's too bright. Too near the motorway, the road. Everyone can see, shine up like a Christmas tree. I just discovered there's a lamp that's come on right next to my tent. Up there, look at that. How annoying is that? Right next to my tent. GoPros are rubbish in the dark, so it doesn't show very well, but it has sort of lit up the tent a bit. I'm just relying on night time now, not being many people about, or not looking over here. I found actually a better bit on the other side, a flatter piece of ground, because it's not very flat here, flatter piece of ground, and actually more hidden because next to a more dense tree. So well, maybe if there's a next time I'll remember that. But I'm trying not to limit the time. I'm going to sign off and go to bed now. I'm trying to limit the amount of time my light's on, because everyone in the hole all around me can see this light. Even I normally put the light on, the GoPro light that's sat on the top of the GoPro. That's so bright, it was just too bright. Even this one's a bit nerve-wracking, but so I'm going to say goodnight, and I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. I didn't bother with the hat this morning because I figured, who cares now, I'm going. So if somebody comes and asks me to move on, that's what I'm going to do anyway. So as long as I can get a coffee in before I go. Yeah, I slept. I went to bed about, I don't know, maybe about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I was still tossing and turning at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realise the tent is on a slope, so I was constantly struggling to try and keep up. There was a dog barking. I could deal with the traffic, that wasn't really a problem, but there's every so often there was this somebody who's got a extremely loud engine, and then that kept waking me up. This dog barking most of the night, that was annoying. Yeah, so, but about, well, the last time I looked at the clock was about 1 o'clock. So sometime after that I fell asleep, and then I slept right through till my alarm went off at 6 o'clock. So it seems to have got to a point where no matter what, maybe I was just so tired, no matter what noise was being thrown at me, I fell asleep and slept through it. I think I remember that being the case last time as well. I was just awake, tossing and turning, and then it hit a point where I just, fell asleep. So I don't know whether that's good sleep or not. So half of it was. It rained in the night as well. It's funny that this is the last camp I did was exactly the same. It was a heat wave. It was boiling hot, sweaty, burning sun, and then overnight it rained, and I woke up in the morning and it was miserable. And that's what happened last time. That's what happened this time. It's really miserable, cloudy. But for the last sort of week, it's been burning hot sun and no rain at all. And I picked a night where it's rained all night. Well, it didn't rain all night. It just rained briefly. But it's not cold. There's no wind at all. I slept with the tent the outer tent open, because it was just, there's no wind, no air. Even though it's rained in the night, there's like not one single breeze. The trees, the leaves aren't moving at all because there's no air. So even though it rained and it was a bit miserable and the temperature's clearly dropped, it's still not cold at all. Right, I'm gonna have coffee. Yeah. Right. All packed up. That's where I was. A little spot there. So I'm going to leave it there. I think I've had my breakfast, all packed up, all the scooters packed up with all my bits and bobs, just enough space for me to stand at the back, or I could sit as well. There's a seat there. So all packed up, just a case of getting out. It doesn't matter if people see me now because I'm getting out. I'll be gone like a bullet. If you got to this point, obviously you watched the whole thing, so that's much appreciated. Thank you ever so much. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and it was a really good experiment, really useful experiment. I can be in a roundabout and still be surrounded by nature, and except for the cars, it feels like I'm just in a forest. So it's a good experiment and I really enjoyed it. Didn't get any trouble, any hassles. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.